Honestly, what can you say about someone who is so brazenly dishonest? Someone who continues to drive big nails into the coffin of integrity and trust in government. Welcome to Liberty News TV. I'm Norval Rose. What can you say about Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the chair of the DNC, the Democratic National Committee? What can you say about her startling, breathtaking, bizarre, flabbergasting statements and assertions on Obamacare? Despite the disastrous rollout problems, despite the hand-wringing and hair-pulling by worried Democrats who supported the law, despite the millions of angry Americans whose coverage has been canceled and who are finding out that future coverage will be much more expensive, despite all this, little Debbie continues to pimp, yes, pimp, and pander on behalf of Obamacare. What can you say about the TV appearances where the Florida Congresswoman and high-ranking Democrat official, propagandist, insists that President Obama did not lie some 36 times when he promised that if you like your coverage, you can keep it?
It was not a lie, but let's just be very clear. So let me knock that down right away. There was nothing about what President Obama or that I or any other Democrat supporting the Affordable Care Act said that was not true.
What can you say? Well, since there are no words to politely describe such tripe, let's just go with pictures, images that say it all. Reactions that any reasonable, rational person might have, anyone who values truth and honesty in political debate, anyone who might find deplorable this kind of dishonest assessment of what's happening to millions of good Americans whose health plans are being canceled.
It is a real significant distortion to say that that hundreds of thousands of people are being canceled. What's actually happening is that they are very likely going to get a better plan for less money. At the end of the day, most of those people who are having their plans transitioned will have better benefits for lower costs.
Transitioned? Transitioned? Or what about her argument that only 5% or so of the folks are being impacted by this transitioning? What does it matter what happens to a few million Americans whose health plans are being canceled, when, ironically, the Democrat argument is almost always if one person can be helped?
And the president himself said that to the extent that his commitment and our commitment that if you liked your plan, you could keep it, is not possible for, which is actually about less than 5% of the folks in the individual market, then we are going to work towards making sure they can do that.
Or what about Ms. Drive the Nail Deeper, Wasserman Schultz, claiming with a straight face that Obamacare had nothing at all to do with the recent gubernatorial race in Virginia? Remember, the anti-Obamacare candidate, Ken Cuccinelli, managed to close the gap from being down by double digits to losing that race by less than 3 points in the weeks following the Obamacare launch, and that exit polls actually showed most Virginians don't like Obamacare.
Obamacare did not have anything to do with Tuesday's outcome. You don't
think it made the election closer? You don't, I mean, because...
No, I really don't. Because if you look at the results a year ago and the results are now, they were about the same.
Right.
And then there's little Debbie's most preposterous, outrageous, outlandish, incredible claim that even her fellow Democrats must be wondering about.
I think, actually, Candy, that Democratic candidates will be able to run on Obamacare as an advantage leading into the 2014 election. I think, actually, Candy, that Democratic candidates will be able to run on Obamacare as an advantage.
What can you say? And what can explain this woman's astonishing statements and assertions? Blind party loyalty? Self-delusion? Mental condition? Or is she simply following in the footsteps of her dear leader and practicing the audacity of hope as she drives the nail deeper into the coffin of truth? That is Liberty News TV for today. I'm Norval Rose. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you right back here next time.